Hello everyone and welcome to Send You a Message, the Xbox Live show where we answer the questions of you, the Xbox Live community. Busy there, Dan?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm just going through all these emails. Apparently there's a petition for us to change the ending of the last episode. A lot of people felt it didn't give them sufficient closure or something.
Well, it ended, didn't it? How is that not closure?
Look, people have invested a lot of time in this show.
It's 11 minutes long.
Regardless, I think they deserve a new ending.
Look, that was 2 weeks ago. We've got to do a new show now. We can't change the ending. We don't have time for this. First question.
Right, a Tactical Goose wants to know about the upcoming Battlefield 3 DLC, Close Quarters. He then says, I hope it gets rid of the famous... The famous what? I don't get it.
That's FAMAS. It's an assault rifle.
Oh, alright. Well, the Close Quarters DLC for Battlefield 3 is intended to be just that, close quarters. The maps are tighter with a greater emphasis on verticality. It's all infantry only, no vehicles, and everything's designed to give the gameplay a more frantic, urgent feel.
The destructibility of the environments has been ramped up even further, with DICE referring to it as HD destruction, and there will be new weapons, assignments, and unique dog tags for you to collect as well. Sadly for you, Goose, it looks like the FAMAS assault rifle will still be returning.
Yeah, probably because it's so famous, draws the crowds.
Stop it. Close Quarters is the first of 3 announced DLC packs for Battlefield 3. The second being Armored Kill, a vehicle combat focused pack with large open environments, new vehicles including new main battle tanks, and apparently the biggest map in Battlefield history. Then there's Endgame, which DICE are remaining silent about at this point.
Close Quarters will be with us in June, followed by Armored Kill this autumn, and Endgame in the winter.
Mike Watson wants to know if there are any Star Trek games coming out soon, presumably because he hates Star Trek.
No, he says there that Trek rules.
Oh, okay, he's asking because he's a fan of the series then.
Well, may the Force be with you, Mike.
Star Trek.
All right, sorry. Well, Mike, you're going to need a bigger boat because...
Sorry, have you ever seen Star Trek?
Yeah, I think so. It's the one with the dinosaurs, yeah?
There is a Star Trek game on the way, Mike, and it's due out early next year. So, first things first, what Star Trek universe is it set in? Will we be seeing sexy, paunchy Shatner, baldy patrician Patrick Stewart, Janeway from Deep Space Nine, which I never saw so have no frame of reference for, or Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap?
Well, none of the above. It's set in the universe of the recent J.J. Abrams movie, and it's being developed by Darkness 2 developer Digital Extremes and produced by Abrams' own production company, Bad Robot.
At first glance, the game is a drop-in, drop-out co-op shooter with you and a partner playing as Chris Pine's Kirk and Zachary Quinto's Spock. Digital Extremes are calling it asymmetrical co-op, and much is being made of the differences between the two characters.
Yeah, Spock is very measured and graceful, while Kirk is constantly drunk and smashing stuff up. Alright, not drunk, but look at him, he's all over the place.
Well, yeah, and this translates into different playstyles for the two characters. Kirk is more of a soldier, given to stunning enemies with his phaser and delivering melee kills, while Spock is more of a ninja character, relying more on stealth and techniques like the Vulcan mind meld that allows him to turn his enemies against each other. In another sequence we've seen, Kirk is wounded and being pulled from danger by Spock moving forwards looking for an escape route while Kirk shoots wildly at their pursuers.
Now, while it might seem like a straightforward cover-based shooter, Digital Extremes are keen to stress the exploration elements of the game that they feel are essential to the Star Trek experience. You'll get access to equipment from the movie like the tricorder, which you can use to scan the environment for valuable intel, and great lengths are being gone to ensure that the game is as authentic as possible, including working from the movie schematic of the Starship Enterprise.
Digital Extremes are promising more information on the game at E3, but if their work on the Darkness 2 is anything to go by, Star Trek is in safe hands. More as and when we get it. Oh, now you know what it is.
What is? DJ P-Burn's 10K's gamertag is too horrific to contemplate for too long, so we'll jump straight to his question about Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Well, if you missed the first Tekken Tag Tournament game, it was probably best described as a Tekken party game that allowed you to play as a huge variety of characters from the Tekken series in a series of 2-on-2 tag battles. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 continues this tradition, being a non-canonical brawler featuring almost every Tekken character from the series to date, currently over 50 fighters, custom teams and expanded tag mechanics.
Yeah, there are now extended 3-part tag combos, environmental tag combos where you can smash your opponent through a wall or off a ledge into the eager fist of your waiting partner, and new tag escapes where you can save yourself from a prolonged beatdown by tagging in your fight buddy.
Another new addition is the 2 vs 1 mode, where tag fans can take on solo players in a handicap match. To keep things fair, the solo player has more health and does more damage, but tagged out characters will slowly regain their health, so hopefully the mode is as balanced as it can be. If that doesn't sound like enough chaos, there's also a 2 vs 2 mode with all 4 players on the screen at once, much like Street Fighter Cross Tekken's Scramble mode.
The other big addition is the Fight Lab mode, a training mode with a twist. Couching a story about Violet, who Tekken fans will recall is Li Chaolan in the world's most unconvincing disguise, training up a combat robot, Fight Lab teaches you essential Tekken techniques through mini-games like dodging pieces of sushi or kicking snowmen to pieces.
As you progress through the mode, you unlock different customization options for your combat, including different moves from the various Tekken characters, allowing you to create your own fully customized Tekken character for the first time in the series' history.
Also new is the character of JC, a female luchador who impeccably dressed Tekken series director Katsuhiro Harada has confirmed is actually Julia Chang taking the place of an injured friend, combining her usual Chinese Kempo fighting style with high-flying luchador moves.
Sure, why not? Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is out in September this year. Punching enthusiasts, keep an eye on Inside Xbox for more before then. Wannabe Master Jr. has taken time out from his strict training regime with Grandmaster Pai Mei to see if all this talk of Crysis 3 is legit.
Legit it is, young Wannabe, and it looks set to fuse the diverse landscapes of the original game with the New York of the second. Basically, they found a way of making New York interesting again.
Yeah, rather than just smashing it up so it's a depressing series of mushed up concrete and the Statue of Liberty with half a face or something, Crytek's vision of a ruined New York City is one that has been recaptured by nature. This means rainforests, swamps, caverns and canyons in place of rubble, rubble, rubble and rubble.
It also means that you can stalk around areas like Central Park with a bow and arrow, like Burt Reynolds in Deliverance 3000, the futuristic sequel that the studios refused to adapt my script of. The bow can be used while you're cloaked, suggesting that stealth will play a big part this time, although if you fancy making a racket, you can opt to fire explosive arrows instead.
Somewhat ironically, the sandbox nature of the game means that it'll be going toe-to-toe with Ubisoft's Far Cry 3, the latest addition to a series Crytek created. However, Crysis 3's trump card is that all-important nanosuit, which now seems to be taking its cues from classic Spider-Man villain Venom, as its wearer becomes increasingly alien as his abilities grow.
The nanosuit has a few new tricks up its weirdly sinewy sleeve, including the ability to merge with alien weaponry and hacking to various devices and machinery to override or take control of them. Rumours of the addition of nipples to the suit and a nod to George Clooney's Batsuit in Batman and Robin have been started by me now.
Crytek isn't really giving away much more than that at the moment though. Not surprising as it's not due out for at least another 12 months. That said, keep an eye out for an upcoming interview with the game's senior creative director on Inside Xbox soonish.
Yeah, so yeah, it really needs to be a really, really nice ending. Yeah, a really nice conclusion to the episode, satisfying.
We're not changing the ending.
Mr. Paul likes a very specific combination of low fantasy, political machinations and naked people, and so he's wondering if we'll ever see a Game of Thrones game.
A Game of Thrones?
Whichever.
Well, the good news is that yes, there is a Game of Thrones game on the way. We spoke to the game's producer to find out what we can expect and whether we'll be able to punch Joffrey's stupid face in.
So the game is set in the time frame of the first book, which is also the first TV season. So it's during exactly the same period, which is roughly a year. And it's a story which is parallel. So it's not exactly the same story, it's a new story we wrote. With George Martin, he helped us a lot on the story writing. And it's a kind of parallel story that surfaces with the elements of the story, characters of the story, but it's a brand new story. It's really an RPG. We worked a lot on the very different RPG aspects, like the big story, a very important part, the choices you make that have consequences, the character creation. Even though our two characters are set from a personality perspective, you can really customize everything about their gameplay. You can customize them while they're gaining experience. You can change their old stuff. You can change their armor. We've got lots of different kinds of armor. So yes, it's really an RPG.
B Shields 90 claims that Batman Arkham City's story is based on his life and wants to know if any more add-ons for the single-player campaign are lurking in the shadows, much like he used to when fighting crime in the backstreets of Coventry.
Well, yes, there are, or more accurately is. After an unfortunate internet leak beat it to the punch, Warner Bros. Interactive has finally come clean and revealed that the final chapter of the Arkham City campaign is coming to the Xbox Live Marketplace in the form of Harley Quinn's Revenge.
Now, if the thought of bats endlessly wandering the streets of Arkham City to beat up infinitely respawning gang members and listen to Calendar Man's yawnsome tales of mass murder left you a little hollow, then this is the DLC for you. You'll play as both Batman and Robin as you attempt to thwart an understandably upset Harley's mystery scheme and in the process finally close Arkham City for good.
The add-on is said to consist of roughly 2 hours of all new action, including some new environments and a brand new gang of punch fodder to brutally subdue, but never kill, obviously.
Yeah, because when you've had your bones broken in a dirty, abandoned prison with no medical facilities, there's no way you'll contract an infection and die a slow, painful death.
Out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
Grim.
Harley Quinn's Revenge will be available on the Xbox Live Marketplace from the 30th of May, or you can get it as part of the Batman Arkham City Game of the Year edition, which also comes complete with all previously released add-on packs. That's due on the 29th of May in the US, but it doesn't hit Europe until over 3 months later on 7th of September, so it looks like the download route is the way to go.
As for the much-rumoured third game, there's still no official confirmation from those responsible for actually developing or publishing the game, so take anything you read with a healthy pinch of bat salt for now.
Bat salt? Isn't that just regular salt?
No, it's what you get when you evaporate bat sweat. You know how to make a bat sweat?
No.
Prince Grant asks if there's any news on a new Dirt game. He then makes an excellent driving-based joke. Here, look.
That is good, yeah. Well, Prince, Dirt 3 Showdown is coming your way on May the 25th, the first game to be released on the new Codemasters Racing label. The game's split into 3 sections: Racing, Hoonigan, which is basically Gymkhana from previous Dirt games, and Destruction, which is a great Destruction derby mode. We saw the game recently at Namco's Global Gamers Day, so here's the producer to tell you a bit more.
Dirt Showdown is the logical extension of the Dirt franchise. So where previously in Dirt 3 there was a sort of mix of the different content in there, so there was quite a hardcore rally experience and then an action sports, extreme sports style experience. Showdown is really harnessing stuff that's fun and a little bit more over the top, bringing that fun to the surface and making it a little bit more accessible for players. So we've knuckled that down to sort of 3 core aspects. Racing, going as fast as possible and beating people across the line. Hoonigan, which is an extension of what Gymkhana was in Dirt 3. It's really where you can go to show off your moves, be the showman, be the hero car driver, and show off in front of big crowds. And then Destruction, which is pretty self-evident, but you get to smash up everybody else's cars, which is pretty good fun.
And that's it for this week's show, but remember, your questions...
Shut up, I've got the new ending. Roll it.
And that's it for another week's dose of edifying ectoplasm. But remember, your questions are the Mass Effect 3 ending that we should be refusing to change. So keep them coming into the gamertag Send You a Message, or the almost 4 other ways.
Email us, please, using sentyouamessage@hotmail.com, or do us a Twitters on that there Twitter at sentyouamessage.
Or head over to our Facebook wall at facebook.com/sentyouamessage, where Facebook treasures await. Thanks for watching, and we'll...
Oh no, there are terrifying monsters outside. They'll kill us all. Oh good, they all died suddenly. Us and the galaxy are saved. Hooray! Yeah!